Well, how's it going there, everyone? So, it's pretty packed E3 so far. Now, I just finished watching Sony's conference and it was pretty average. I have a lot of things to check up on because there was a lot of announcements that were announced the past 2 days. What? My bad, I got my feed going. um, yeah, so I just want to go over the list of what was announced because I definitely cannot remember everything that happened. There's a lot of cool third-party announcements, but overall, when it comes to exclusives, there wasn't that much on both parts. Um, I'd say Sony and Microsoft evenly both have the same exclusives. I think Sony might just have a little more. If you're looking for a biased opinion, this is not the place to be. Um, my opinion on both of these companies are quite even. So I'm mostly a Nintendo fan. If you don't like that, you're welcome to leave. But I do enjoy these consoles, regardless, depending on the exclusives and stuff that was shown. So yeah, it was pretty. Overall, I enjoyed watching them. There was a couple of really cool announcements that I saw. Monster Hunter was pretty crazy. So yeah, I'm gonna go over pretty much the list of what happened, and just give my quick opinions on it. Now, I'm gonna start off with the Sony because it's fresh off my mind. I just finished watching it, so I'm just gonna go through the list of what was announced at Sony stuff. So they pretty much announced DLC for Horizon and Uncharted. Uncharted is whatever. I really don't care for that series too much. Shoot me if you want, but I just I can't really get into it. I imagine it's all right if I tried it out. But I mean, that's cool if you want to try it out. So I'm just going to move on from there. Horizon looks cool. I mean, the audio cut out a lot during this presentation. So I can't really, I can't give too much an opinion on it. The Horizon DLC, I don't know what to say because there was just no audio. Like, they had audio problems at the start, and that was a bit of a problem. It kind of took away from it, but that shouldn't affect the whole conference overall. It was only the DLC, so yeah, not much going on there. But the first thing they shot off was Days Gone, and there was no trailer or anything. That's kind of cool. I mean, we already know what the game's about, and they just straight up showed us some gameplay for it. I don't know what to think of this game. Like, the last gameplay we saw of it, he was mowing down zombies with an assault rifle. He mowed down like 5,000 zombies. Like, it was kind of crazy. I really don't know what to think of it. It did look cool, and it was a bit meh at the same time. Like, to me, zombie games are getting very old and generic. Generic zombie games. It is kind of different. Like, what it seems here, it's a bit more strategic than just going in, mowing down zombies, or whacking zombies to death. Although I'm cool with the whole arcade style zombie killing. For example, Dead Island. Dead Island is so cool because it's just crazy arcade zombies along with RPG elements, and I'll eat that shit up. But this, it looks a lot more like an emotional type of gritty. I don't know. It's probably a lot really story based because from the gameplay we saw, this isn't much. It's just environmental. They're showing off what you can do in the environment, and the other gameplay we saw was him, mowing down zombies. And I'm not really impressed how the zombies just die in one hit. We have to see, but the bear that showed up at the end, that was kind of cool. I can't wait to see what kind of zombie animals will appear and stuff. So yeah, I just have to see more of the game. It's not a day one purchase for me, but I'm looking at it, and I'll see what happens. Okay. And Monster Hunter, that made me jump out of my seat. Monster Hunter was so awesome. As soon as I saw, like, I as soon as I saw the great sword on his back, I'm like, "Oh my god, this is Monster Hunter." And once I saw, I love Monster Hunter on my Nintendo systems, and I'm really happy to see that the main Monster Hunter series is still on 3DS. And, then we still have the main Monster Hunter series on Nintendo platforms, which I'm happy about. I love Monster Hunter so much. But this is a great spin-off. Like, this isn't just a spin-off, this is like a pretty damn really great adaptation of Monster Hunter. And this is gonna get a lot of exposure to the series and might potentially make people buy a 3DS in the end. Yeah, it seems a lot of environmental things are involved with this game. Unlike the other games, it's about, getting armor skills and stuff and about doing damage, and it's really about customizing your hunter, and this will be part of it a lot. This is from what I can see, it's an completely open world Monster Hunter game, and they'll be adding a lot of new monsters and stuff. For example, that sniffer nose T-Rex thing with little sprout wings coming out. That thing looks intimidating as hell. But like the graphics for this looks absolutely insane. Um, Seriously, like this is one of the most stunning compared to the Monster Hunter Online that is like a PC game only in China. This kind of trumps it actually. Like this is really cool looking. And okay, let's just move on from that. So Monster Hunter, probably the most excited part of E3 so far. I love Monster Hunter series, and it's great to come back to the PlayStation as a decent spin-off. It's not just a adaptation of the series. It seems like a proper game, but not taking it off the Nintendo platform. And Shadow of the Colossus remake looked pretty cool. It doesn't look like it was built from the ground up. Like the Colossuses look like they were, but the rest of the environment didn't. And that's just how I kind of see it. Yeah, not much to say on that. Like, it's just a remake at the end of the day. But yeah, I might pick it up if it gets a price drop because it's a good game. Seriously, like it's got pretty much some of the best boss fights. So yeah, I recommend it. Marvelous Capcom. I do not care, so I'm skipping that. A bunch of VR. So I'm not going to talk about a lot of these VR games because none of them interested me. This was the part of the conference where I'm like, oh god, the hype is gone. I was really enjoying what was shown because everything was new and we not much is known. And then they showed a bunch of VR games and I almost fell asleep. That was pretty damn painful to watch. And yeah, since I wasn't able to watch it live, I was able to skip a lot of these VR games. So you can buy Skyrim again if you want. Oh man. Terrible. That's so funny. A Call of Duty, I could care less about Call of Duty, honestly. It just looks like another generic Call of Duty to me. Like it's whatever. Anyway, buy Skyrim again, by the way. What else have we got? Detroit Become Human. You know what? I don't like those interactive movie games. They're not fun looking at all. I want to be in control of my character, not in control of a choice, which ultimately, I'm not going to replay a game like 50 times just to see what different ending I'm going to see. Like, seriously. Destiny, yeah, they showed a bunch of exclusive stuff. It's cool to see the Cabal is actually the main enemy for this one. They needed a lot more backstory in the first Destiny, but I went crazy on Destiny for the first 6 months, and the game improved like a ton more compared to the first year of the game. And Yeah, it's a far better experience now, but I chose to just drop Destiny altogether because it was just at that point it was consuming my life, and the whole DLC practices just it tore my heart apart. I was not impressed with the whole DLC scheme, and the DLC scheme seems just as bad because they announced the DLC pretty much as the same time they announced Destiny 2. So, um, God of War. I meant Dad of War. Sorry. um, it looks like a very different approach to the other God of Wars. He's just got a main axe that is obviously enchanted or whatever with his powers, and you see him using a shield in the gameplay as well. And it does look actually pretty interesting. I never cared for the God of War series, but um, this seems like a very story heavy based around the father and child, and I kind of want to see the interactions between him and his son. It actually looks very interesting as a non God of War fan. This game does look pretty cool, especially that serpent at the end. That pretty nice looking, and the combat looks very fluid as well. And yeah, that's pretty much my. I don't have much of an opinion on I'm not like I haven't played that many modern day Sony exclusives. Like PS3 ones I'm talking about. I mostly played on the PlayStation 2 and the PlayStation 1. So I'm more of an older PlayStation fan, so I was like the Crash Bandicoot type of guy. Shoot myself. Nebby, did you not enjoy it? Not enjoy the conference at all? Rightio. So yeah, pretty much okay. So Spider-Man's the last one. Yeah. I don't know what to think of this Spider-Man game. First of all, QuickTime events, QuickTime events, QuickTime events. So many QuickTime events. When you see the actual combat and exploring the environment, like seeing what you can do, the whole combat and environment stuff is pretty cool and it works well. And you traveling around the city with your web looks very fluid. That I can see looks very cool, and I'm not sure about the story. We have to see more, but I'm sure it'll be all right. It's Spider-Man. The I don't know. I don't know that villain if it's an actual villain in Spider-Man. I do not pay attention to Nintendo. Please help. Stealth. Yeah, stealth man. Stealth webs. Yeah, the stealth looks actually pretty cool. Just mostly the environment stuff looks cool, and the quick time events just killed myself. I was not impressed with the quick time events. So I hope they improve that a bit. But then again, yeah, we have to see a lot of. Okay, so that's pretty much for the Sony conference and stuff. I need to see a lot more of these games, and they're all 2018. I've Every time you see a game, it's 2018, 2018, early 2018. So we're going to be waiting a while for these. It's probably going to be worth the wait because we're going to get them all in the same year. But the second half of the year for Sony is kind of weak, kind of. To be honest, it's going to be pretty weak. But all in all, some of the exclusives do look cool. The VR completely killed it for me. Like the first few games once they hit the VR, I pretty much didn't care until they showed God of War. So yeah, I don't have too much of an opinion on the Sony conference. It felt bare bones sort of, although they did, probably because it was short and they just showed a bunch of trailers all together. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's all. That's all pretty much from Sony's thing. So let's talk about Xbox right now. All right. So there was the problem. Okay. So Xbox, I did enjoy a lot of the games that were announced. But the thing is, he mentioned there was a lot of exclusives. and yet there's not many exclusives. I can count about, I think I counted before 7 exclusives. And a lot of them are very similar. I can't think of them off the top of my head. We got Cuphead, we got Forza, another Forza. That's the 6th Forza on the Xbox One. Surprise! Talk about milked. People say Mario is milked. 6 Forza games on a single console, not remasters, straight up. Yeah, that's it. Like, I don't care. They revealed a Porsche. Okay, there's a Porsche. I'll get to Anthem. I'm going down the list. No, like, gamers are there to see games, not a bloody revealing of a new Porsche. Like, come on. Anyway, I don't care for racing simulators. So, if you like them, then it's cool for you. But just no, I don't. Don't spend that long on Forza Motorsport again. Okay, so Metro Exodus. I have no experience with the Metro games at all. So I'm looking at this as a new series to me, and this looks actually pretty damn cool. The whole crossbow weapons look pretty damn cool, actually. You can see all the animals all munted and like mangled up, and they look creepy and mutated. And from what I heard, this game is open world. So, I love open world games, and it'll be fun to explore this, post-apocalyptic type of environment. And that zombie bear at the end scared the crap out of me. Based on trains, yep. Yeah, anyway, it's just like there wasn't much shown, but the graphics look mind-blowing. They look crazy. The environments look so alive. I can imagine this looks pretty damn cool in 4K, but 4K is kind of a gimmick at this point. It's just not fully integrated yet. It's too expensive to get a 4K TV with HDR. Okay, let's move on to Assassin's Creed. Assassin's Creed. Now, when it comes to Assassin's Creed, all I played was Black Flag because I just love pirates. Yeah. But they're making a lot of changes. So they took a 2-year break for Assassin's Creed, which is very welcome. And I felt like it paid off after they showed this. They're completely changing it. Like, the whole exploring and climbing and stuff is pretty much the same. The whole stealth stuff. But you don't have your hidden blade and stuff. But it's the origin stories, of course. And it's really nice because they're making this a full-blown RPG where everything you get is loot based. You have better bows, you have better swords and stuff. I'm not sure how the weapons work. From what we've seen, we've seen like those curved sickles or whatever and spears. I can't. If they have straight swords in this, I'll be absolutely happy. But I doubt that's gonna happen. But you notice him picking up like a legendary bow and yeah, like level 6 or whatever. So this is a full-blown loot-based RPG now. Yeah. 1200 probs Australian. Not cool. It's too early. It's too early to go mainstream 4K. It's just you have to really be spending a lot of money if you want to play 4K. And even then, it's not mainstream enough to sort of sell to the general public because the general public really don't care too much about the 4K. And the thing is, the games probably run better in 1080p because they actually have a locked frame rate at that. And I bet they say it's 4K 60 frames, but that shit is not going to be locked. I guarantee. So yeah, they can hype up all the power they want. But if you're just going to show third parties and no exclusives for that system, what's stopping people from buying an S over an X? I'll get to the X after I go through the games. Rant mode activate at that point. So yeah, Assassin's Creed, like the whole combat as well. The combat looks completely different, and I'm really looking forward to that. Like, it's not just attack, attack, counter, attack, attack, counter. It's you dodge strategically and attack strategically. It's a lot like a fast-paced Dark Souls, in my opinion. You got your shield parrying, not just quick time event counter. It's actual legit. You have to see when they're attacking and parry at the right time. That is how the game should be structured, and I'm so glad this is happening. And it's really cool to see Egypt. Egypt is such a wonderful, like, colorful environment. So I really, really want to see what this is all about. So someone who didn't care about Assassin's Creed really at all, the first time I'm actually legit excited for a new game of Assassin's Creed. Ubisoft, they did announce a special edition. What I saw, I don't know where I saw it, but it was like $650 or something US. I don't know, but that is, they had to pick up the slack for the 1 year they didn't sell the game. My God, I don't even know what to say about that. It's typical Ubisoft, typical wanting to drain as much money from you as possible. But I'm gonna $800. Yeah, $800, man. It's absolutely insane. It's just not right. But a Ubisoft rant can be saved for another day. Overall, Assassin's Creed looks pretty damn clean. Battlegrounds, it just looks like the day one Z1 stuff that I just don't care about. It's those stream Twitch games or whatever. Go play it if you want. Galactic announced with Deep Rock Galactic, a mining shooter. I don't know. It's just another first person. I'm sick of first person shooters, so just keep it away. State of Decay looks like generic zombie game number 2, in my opinion. Sorry if you love that series. I don't. It's that simple. I'm not going to say much at all on that. The Darwin Project, it looks like okay. If you play Paladins or Overwatch, it looks like that, but without the unique characters. It just looks like you have an axe and a bow and two perks. It's either invisibility or the shield bubble. And it doesn't look very fun at all, to be honest. Like, it looks like there could be a lot more work done on it to show like different stuff. Not sure how that's going to work out. I don't think that's going to do very well. And Minecraft crossplay. I don't care for Minecraft. I do not like the Minecraft community. The people who just post videos and constant videos just for views and stuff. And it just looks like endless boring content, in my opinion. That's just Minecraft in a nutshell to me. But it's cool that there's crossplay. And I find it funny. There's crossplay with everything but PlayStation. So, like, I don't know what's going on there. Why didn't you just crossplay with PlayStation? Probably your second biggest user base from the PC. Why not integrate it with PlayStation? But I guess that's what they do. They don't. PlayStation and Xbox don't like to do partnerships in any single way. But it's crossplay with the Switch. Portable Minecraft. That's a hit immediately, and it's gonna be selling very well. And it's just gonna be becoming more partnerships and exposure to each company. So it's cool to just integrate it with crossplay and stuff. So that's cool. But I don't want to play Minecraft ever. So we got the Black Desert. It's pretty much the console version of Black Desert. Black Desert is an MMO on the PC. It's one of those, click your attack and keep attacking, keep attacking. But this looks a lot more integrated for the consoles, because you actually got like a third person view as opposed to top down view like PC type of stuff, MMOs. Anyway, Black Desert, it's a lot like I would say World of Warcraft, but World of Warcraft is far more established and has a lot more content than pretty much any game that is available. But the console version of Black Desert does look cool. Like, the animations for each character look pretty damn nice. 2018, so I might grab it. It does look pretty damn cool. Like, the character animations and stuff look very fun. Dragon Ball Fighters. Actually look kind of cool. Like I'm not a fan of Dragon Ball at all. And I imagine this is going to be very cool for the Dragon Ball fans because it looks like a legit fighter, not just luck based as the other sort of the Budokai games or whatever. This looks like it's a legit fighter where you have combos and stuff, and frame perfect stuff. So I can see this game being pretty predominant in the esports scene. I guess we have to see. It depends how like fighting game players pick this game up. It just depends on if it takes off well or not. You just kind of have to get lucky with that stuff. Okay, Sea of Thieves. All right, I could talk for hours about Sea of Thieves. All right, Sea of Thieves, a pirate game we've been waiting for a very long time. I love the art style. The gameplay looks pretty. I don't know. It looked cool before, and now it's kind of a little bit bland, to be honest. I'm going to be getting this regardless because I've been hyping this game up. It would make me a hypocrite if I just say, oh, this game is going to be amazing and just never get it. So I'll be grabbing it. There's a lot of online games coming out for the Xbox. Notice that? I'll be getting to that later. So yeah, I've voiced my opinion about Sea of Thieves a lot. I want a good pirate game, really, but the problem is, it's it's an online game. Like you have to share a world with other people who are gonna ruin the adventure that you want. Whatever happened to making this a single player game? This could have worked out very well as a single player game. I don't mind it being a multiplayer game, but I don't like when games make you have other people to enjoy a game. For example, Destiny, like you really can't enjoy that game by yourself. Like for example, like raids and other stuff. You have to rely on people to enjoy the game. I don't like that. I like to play single player games because, you know, you have different friends who are on different consoles and stuff, and they don't always want to play the same stuff as you. And that could always ruin an experience when it comes to these types of games, you have people who are very serious about playing it and people who are not. People who are very serious about playing it generally have their own team and coordinated group, and the people who are not serious, you have to go out of your way to find people to play with. It is possible to play by yourself, but it cannot be fun because imagine sailing in a little dinghy boat by yourself. Yeah, enemies look very generic. You kill them in one shot pretty much. Not sure what to think of this. We just really have to see. I don't care for ship battles. I want to just explore islands and stuff and sail around to different islands. So I'm just going to think of it as an open world pirate game for now. And when the game drops and I play it, that's when I'll give my opinion on it completely. Okay, I'm getting out of breath right now. So we got Super Lucky's Tale. Now, Super Lucky's Tale looks pretty damn cool. This looks like the old school Rare type of game. It looks like it almost looks like a Banjo-Kazooie type of game. It's like a mixture of 2D side scroller and a 3D platformer. And I love it. Seriously, the main character looks adorable and cool. At first I thought it was Conker, and then they showed a new character. And I'm happy it's a new character. Like, I always welcome new characters and new IPs compared to returning old games. It depends if the game hasn't been revisited in a very long time. For example, Conker. Very, very long time. But no, this looks really cool, actually. Although the gameplay does look very, bare bones. It just looks like you have a jump command and that's about it. We really have to see more of this. But overall, it just looks like a classic platformer that I'm pretty damn interested in. Yeah. That's it. Just a cool platformer that I'm interested in. Cuphead. Oh, Cuphead. Okay, so Cuphead does look really cool, especially like all the art style looks freaking fantastic, and the boss fights look pretty damn cool as well. The thing is, it looks like you just have two commands, and from what I heard, all you do is jump and hold a button to shoot. Not sure what to think about that. I'm not going to be getting this day one, but I'll have to see the opinions of other people before I invest in this. But yeah, that's definitely a wait and see game, Cuphead. But initially, I am interested in it. Crackdown 3, no opinion on that. I don't care about it. Sorry, but go to a different channel if you want to hear someone's opinion on that. Life is Strange, another interactive movie game. Don't care. Ashen, it reminds me of Dark Souls. A Dark Souls with a very interesting art style. If they show a little more weapon varieties and stuff, I might be interested in it. But as of now, it looks very co-op heavy based. Again, I already talked about the whole co-op situation with other games. They can sometimes ruin certain games which could be better off single player, but we'll have to see. And that characters have no face, just saying. Shadow of War. It just looks like a very far more fleshed out version of Shadow of Mordor. Shadow of Mordor was, it just felt like a normal Warner Bros. Combat type of game. And I like in this how you can recruit other orcs and stuff and make your own army. So it just makes it a little more involving instead of just let's hunt down this enemy, let's hunt down this enemy, let's hunt down this enemy. Yeah. I can't really say much in that. It's pretty much just a really established version of it. And apparently it's going to have a huge open world. The other Shadow of Mordor had an open world. It wasn't the biggest one, but it was, fairly decent size. But the thing about the first one, the open world was quite bland. Well, yes, it is Mordor. The argument is right there. Mordor is a very bland Shadow of Mordor. Yeah, so Shadow of Mordor had very bland environment, which is like, oh, okay, this looks exactly the same as the other region, and it's like, oh, when you have an open world, you want a little more than you want a bit of color in every region or something, and that was the problem with Shadow of Mordor. The environments weren't as appealing, but there's a lot of colorful and different environments. You got a volcanic environment, you got an ice place, you got a forest looking area. Like, these places actually look fun to explore. Shadow of Mordor, my opinion on that game is kind of meh. It was fun initially, and then after a few hours, I was like, it's kind of like repetitive, and I don't know. I just couldn't really get into it. I love the Lord of the Ring franchises, but Shadow of Mordor wasn't my thing. But this looks kind of promising, so I'm gonna just have to wait and see. It's not a day one purchase, definitely. I want to see what's going on there. And for the last but not least, I just want to quickly mention they showed that Code Vein game, which is that it was like that sort of Japanesey type of game, and it looked like Dark Souls type of combat, and looked really interesting. I was definitely like sold on that. Code Vein, I want to grab that. And last but not least, Anthem. Now, Anthem looks absolutely phenomenal. This is probably the most graphically impressive games I've seen ever. Like, honestly, like that open world looks pretty freaking big, and it looks very lush and alive. Like, every moving plant is just like it's flowing with the wind. The environment, like that large ape monster, I don't know, what was it? There was a large monster, they chose to ignore it. There's a lot of goods and bads about this game. I'm going to go over the good stuff, like the open world, the RPG mechanics, you upgrading your suit to do exactly how you want. Like you play exactly the play style you want to play, which is just great. Perfect what you want in an RPG. And there's a loot system because we saw a legendary rifle drop or whatever. So that's really cool. That just creates more incentive to play the game, getting all like different equipments and stuff. And then it comes to the co-op online. That's where it was like, oh, is this really the focus of the game? Is it creating your own guy, or is it playing with other people? And that's where it comes to, the Sea of Thieves theory to me. It's like playing with other people can ruin an experience that you want to experience by yourself. Yeah, so it just comes down to if this is an online only game, which is very plausible because EA is involved, and that could bring a big problem to it. Because I'm gonna say about 50% of people that want to play this game don't actually care about playing with other people. Hardcore RPG players are pretty much rather play by themselves. I can guarantee that. And that comes down to if they advertise this as an MMO or not. If it's an MMO, then they can advertise all they want as a co-op. But at the moment, they're calling it an open world RPG. So fingers crossed that there's a single player for the people who want to play them by themselves. And also, like, when there were the whole banter as well, when they did the co-op thing, they had the commentary going with the players. It was very scripted. Like the gameplay segment was scripted in general. Like that was literally video feed. That wasn't a live gameplay. I can definitely tell because the people commentating on it, like it was so damn scripted. It's like, oh man, you need the XP, huh? It's like, come on, man. Talk like a normal person as opposed to, some corporate jackass like behind the PC trying to sound all hip. And they didn't sound very involved or like excited about playing this set. They were just saying, oh yeah, man, I got this exosuit on the weekend. Did ya? Okay, let's go. That's what it felt like. But initially, yeah, man, like this game looks pretty damn phenomenal. Like it's an EA game that I've been excited for, that I am excited for in a long time. Like there's not many EA games that impress me. Just like Ubisoft have improved over the past year, I guess. But they're always going to be like this company who sells you a bunch of DLC and extra map packs and stuff. Well, no, map packs are for Activision. Yeah. Anyway, the Anthem looks absolutely phenomenal. So I mean, I'm grabbing it when it comes out, regardless if it's online only or not. There's probably a good chance it's online only because I'm sorry, EA love to emphasize on that. For example, Battlefront. Okay, and that's pretty much all the games. So I've mentioned all the games that was shown at Sony's and Microsoft's press conference. Boy, that was a lot to get through. So overall, when it comes to the games, I give it a. When it comes to exclusives, I give it a C. And when it comes to games overall that was shown, Microsoft, I'd probably give it a B plus. Sony, C plus. Sony just didn't show as much. It's that simple. But Sony's always on top. They don't need to show like 50 damn games. Oh. Far Cry. I don't know about Far Cry. We'll have to see. The story seems interesting, but it is Far Cry. It is Far Cry. Oh, I mentioned COD. It's COD. That's all I can say in that. It's COD. All right, let's talk about the Xbox One X. It's time to talk about this damn thing. First of all, the name. Why? You should have just called it Scorpio, damn it. You should have just called it Scorpio. Why give it... First of all, Xbox One S, Xbox One X. You're totally confusing the casual market. They're just going to choose the cheaper option over the X because they probably think, oh, it is still an Xbox One. They're going to get the same experience, which is true. They're going to get the same damn experience. Only you'll be playing in 4K and probably not even better frame rate. They don't care about frame rate. 4K is a buzzword at this point. It's not even like a good selling point. It's literally 4K is a buzzword. It's nothing that like mind blowing or crazy. 1080p looks beautiful. I guarantee hardcore gamers prefer 1080p 60 frames over 30 frames 4K. They did mention getting 60 frames on the 4K. Yeah, it's such a silly name. Let's put X at the end of it. Xbox X. You have 3 X's in there. What the hell is going on? This is almost as bad as the Wii U. It's not as bad. The Wii U is an awful name. That's what pretty much trashed the launch of that system. Let's put U on the end because the Wii is such an established name. They expected it to sell. It didn't sell shit. The Xbox One X. 4 X's. I don't know why. Who thought of it? Who thought of it? Call it Scorpio was such an appealing name. Imagine going to a store. You have the Xbox One S there, a cheaper option, or you could get the premium product. Xbox One Scorpio. That sounds awesome. Casual consumer comes in to the store. Oh, look, Xbox Scorpio. I want that, Daddy. I want that. They buy the Scorpio. The Xbox One X isn't going to sell shit. It's not selling shit. It's that simple. You could say all the teraflops you want. That's another buzzword. 4K, teraflops, 6 teraflops. What the hell is going on? Do not say that. A lot of people that were buying your console do not care about teraflops. They care about the games. There are games coming to the Xbox, like they somewhat redeem themselves in this presentation, which is, acceptable. As I'm just really happy they only spent like 10, 15 minutes on the Scorpio. Sorry, the Xbox One X. I got to get that name out of my head. That's such an appealing name, first of all. Scorpio should have been the name initially. 6 titty flops. Why not 7 titty flops, huh? My word. All right. First of all, okay, terrible name. It's just that simple. The marketing would have been much better if they just stuck with the Scorpio name. Badass name, a lot more appealing to the casual audience. Now, second of all, the price. It's what is it? 500 US. Not sure how much that. If you go to like Canada's EB Games website, it's like $700 or something, which is absolutely insane because Canada's Canada's dollar is pretty much in line with the US. No one's dropping $700 on this thing, a slightly more powerful console, which you'd rather just pretty much get a PC at that point. 650 Australian dollars. It's pretty crazy. Like who is spending that much? Sorry, what's it? S Wolf. Life now owns a PSV. No, PSVR, man. Yeah, I mean PSVR is a lot more. Gimmicks appeal to the casual audience. It's that simple, yeah. And that's why I would say, the Switch is sort of appealing to the casual audience because it's something new, it's different, and you can take it out any way you want. You don't see people or kids walking around the place with iPads and you don't see them with 3DSs and that. You see them with iPads. You don't see them with small devices, it's like iPads and stuff. So that's why the Switch is very appealing to the casual audience and is guaranteed to sell very well. It's very, you could call it a gimmicky console, but it does come with a lot of good games. So, but yeah, the PSVR is, appealing to a lot of people because it looks different. It's crazy looking. Virtual reality, where it's kind of, it's there. Like you'll probably, the casuals will play. I don't mean too much offense to casuals. Like if you know someone that's a casual who's like close to you, that's just it. But when it comes to the gaming industry, you have to sell the casuals to sort of you get your shit selling, really, because that's the main market. Hardcore gamers know what the hell is going on. They're gonna get what is worth to them. Yeah, man, Nick. That's kind of how I felt with Sony's thing. Like Monster Hunter looked crazy, man. And then you got Shadow of the Colossus remake, which that's cool, I guess. It's one of the more popular PlayStation 2 games. But overall their conference was sort of meh. I thought Xbox had a better one this year. Anyway, back to the Scorpio, to the Xbox One X. I want to get that off my chest real quick. Now, I swear they said 4K like 50 times during that conference. 4K this, 4K that, 4K, 4K, 4K. This is being played in 4K. It was organized game footage. It wasn't even like live and stuff. Yeah, the 4K screen at the conference was probably beautiful as hell. I would have loved to see it myself. But, majority of people watching this is watching it on a 1080p screen. So it doesn't really matter too much to them. And, 4K is not a good enough selling point, I'm afraid. They're relying way too much on this console. It's not going to sell very well. It's just that simple. At the end of the day, the hardcore gamers are going to be continuing the gaming industry as it goes on. They're not going to stop supporting video games altogether. So you might as well grab the attention of the hardcore gamers and not try to sell an overpriced, trying to be the most powerful console. It is the most powerful console, but to the point where it matters, I don't think so. It totally does not matter in the end of the day because, these these mid-generation upgrades really got my gears grinded. It's pretty crazy. I can go all day. I can go all day. Oh, it's got this cooling system, that cooling system, that. The only people that appeals to are the PC gamers. And guess what? PC gamers completely shun console gaming. What? What? All right. You know what they told you at this conference? This is what Phil Spencer told you. Get an Xbox One S. He buried the Xbox One X. Do you want our premium console that costs double the price of the Xbox One S that plays the exact same games? The Xbox One S is just for you. You know the gist of it. You know the gist of the Xbox One S. Exactly. It's going to confuse everybody. I mean, yeah, that's totally true. Like, you could get a PC for probably a more affordable price than getting a 4K TV plus an Xbox One S. That's going to cost X. That's going to cost you about $1,000 altogether. Not to mention HDR TVs are absolutely dick expensive. If you're not using HDR, just don't even bother. If you're not using HDR, you might as well just use a 1080p cheap ass TV. So yeah, you have to invest a lot just to play these games in slightly better resolution. When I say slightly, it's most likely the checkerboard and not native 4K. Yeah, they scream native 4K, but it's probably only for closed environment games. If you're playing, I mean, if Anthem becomes native 4K, then that's okay. Then that's pretty damn cool. Yeah, 1200. 400 at Walmart. I mean, that's still expensive though, eh? Isn't it? I don't know. I don't know what the standard for TVs are in America and stuff. So that might confuse me. But when it comes to technology and stuff, like Australia gets raped. Yes, we got to get out of this damn country. Like gamers are getting screwed here. 650, man. Holy shit. If there's anything I missed about these conferences, anything about EA or Ubisoft, actually, I missed Ubisoft. I have to check that out after this. Just let me know. I'll be happy to talk about it. But yeah, very pretty average this year. A lot of cool third party announcements. That's what I got out of this. A lot of cool third party. Monster Hunter got me hyped. Spin off Monster Hunter. Even though it's a spin off, it looked phenomenal. Battlefront 2. Ugh. Okay, I'm give me single player story mode. That's all I can say for Battlefront 2. Stop. First of all, okay, here we go. Let's get into this. This is the exact same problem I have with the first Battlefront and the second Battlefront. So with the second Battlefront, it's the same online game. From what I can see, it's just online battles, but they're integrating cutscene stories in between your online battles. That's what I'm getting out of this. So Star Wars, one of the most notorious stories ever in history. Let's barely put a story in it. If you play single player, you have a lot more connection to each character, as opposed to you're playing an avatar in an online shooter. This is literally Battlefield with a Star Wars skin. That is exactly how I feel about Battlefront. Until I see a offline single player for this, then I'll be impressed. But as of now, it's just the standard shooter to me. Say what you want, but that's how I feel about Star Wars Battlefront. The only thing I can say that's good about Battlefront 2 is that they're not screwing you over with DLC. That's not, pretty much the same price as the full game. I imagine they're going to announce paid DLC next year or something. Yeah, you can't really get hyped for like 4K. It's a resolution. We play video games, not resolution. And it's funny, like 60 frames should be hey, what's going on, are we? 60 frames should be the focus, not 4K. If you can't even achieve 60 frames with 1080p, what the hell is going on? If they can achieve native 4K with 60 frames, then I'll be damn impressed. But I cannot see that happening. PS4 can barely run 1080p games in 60 frames. They say they can, but it's not even locked. And Anthem, probably the most stunning. Yeah, 4K is just such. It's just such a like. As soon as Sony came out and said it's all about the games, and that was true, but they didn't have that much to show for their console. You got those interactive movies or whatever, which are just a straight up bore fest. That PSVR completely killed the whole thing. So pretty much the start of Sony's thing was cool, and then I almost fell asleep. Xbox had me excited, like excited what was going on throughout the whole thing. But every time I saw launch exclusive, I, for example, that means timed exclusive. What are the? Hmm. Okay, we will get a major reveal from Nintendo tomorrow. It's E3, so of course we will. We kind of did from Ubisoft already because they announced the Rabbids thing. I didn't get to see that trailer properly because I pretty much got home, started watching the PlayStation reveal, and then started streaming. So I have to go check out that. But yeah, already we got a cool announcement for the Switch. Like we got the Skyrim, which has motion controls plus Zelda items if you use Amiibo, and then you got the Mario and Rabbids, which looks pretty promising so far. I have to look at the trailer properly because all I saw was on my shitty phone. So yeah, I'm looking forward to what is going to be announced. You know, they're going to announce more in the first hour of the Treehouse, so there's a lot of potential stuff to be announced. I'm going to assume there's going to be 3DS stuff announced in the first hour, but yeah, I'm expecting one more surprise from Nintendo, and that's about it. Pretty much, they're just going to elaborate more on the stuff that's already announced, and there's a lot coming this year, so they can always distance stuff for next year or whatever, or delay stuff. I'm just excited to see If I can just see some Xenoblade footage, I'm happy. Like the expectations for Nintendo this year, I'm already happy. I don't need like a crazy. Oh, it's not like motion controls. It's like more like waggle controls. But you know, you got the bow aiming controls, which look like. Oh no, it's not fake. It's definitely a thing. They showed it at Bethesda's thing, so it's pretty much like it only really appeals to Nintendo fans. Like I'm gonna say Nintendo fans don't really care about using, you know, mods and stuff. But you know, you got the whole Zelda items like dress up as Link. I don't think I'm gonna dress up as Link, but I'm gonna scan it just because it looks cool. Like I'm gonna. No, it's not fake. It's the thing. It's definitely legit. Damn, Luigi's Mansion. That'll be kind of cool if you're controlling your flashlight and your vacuum with the Joy Cons. Yeah, that'll be kind of cool. Yeah, you're right, but I mean, you kind of like once you're locked into a swing, it's not like you can cancel it. It's not like you can't really dodge cancel or frame cancel anything. It's Skyrim, so I imagine it's going to work very well. Um, don't worry about it. The Skyrim's controls, motion controls work well. The bow looks really cool. It reminds me of the Skyward Sword controls. Yeah. So is there anything else about Sony's and Microsoft's thing? Just Anthem just looks really cool. There's a lot of online games, so I want to get into the online games and stuff first. There seems to be too much of a focus these days on online only games and cooperative stuff. And you know, it kind of upsets me. Like, what happened to what's? Yeah, yeah. Skyrim's coming to PSVR. I can like Tom Howard's just coming out buy it again, buy Skyrim again for like the 16th time. That's so funny. Like talk about a milked game. That is the I think that is the second most milked game in history. Second being Cave Story. Yeah, Monster Hunter looked really cool. Like I'm really digging that Monster Hunter game. The thing is, Monster Hunter, like, well, the main series Monster Hunter, it's not the main series Monster Hunter. Just make sure. A Way Out. Look, A Way Out. It's literally a cooperative game, but the thing is, I think it's focused on couch cooperative, which is kind of cool. That's like an old school type of play style that isn't literally elaborated much these days in the gaming industry. But who knows? Like, it looks interesting initially, but I don't know. It doesn't look like it's gonna have any single player, and I don't know who the hell I'm gonna find to play that game with. Not that I'm that interested in it, but it looks like if you're into that sort of, into that game, like I can't really say much of it. You have a couch? Lucky. I have a cardboard box. Yeah, that's I would have an opinion on the Rabbids game. I just haven't checked the trailer out properly. I only saw it like without volume or anything. Um, and if I stop talking, you might leave. So let's check it out. I don't know if it's gonna be too long. How long is the trailer? 2 minutes. I would do screen share, but I have shitty internet and it'll lag like crazy. XCOM, I never really, I couldn't care less about XCOM. Oh, so there's 2 trailers. Oh yeah, so I'm not watching the gameplay trailer. Where is that? Mario and Rabbids gameplay. Oh yeah, I'm pretty sold on the Mario and Rabbids thing. Like I love a turn-based shit. So if it's turn-based strategy, like I'm down for it, especially if it's got Mario and stuff in it. First gameplay. Too rabid for me. Oh, I see what they were talking about where you don't control them directly. I'm watching the gameplay right now. Is the background blurred? Like it looks like the art style and stuff looks really beautiful, but like the background looks very blurred or whatever. So I think that could use a bit of. Oh my god, that peach thing is absolutely creepy. I can't help. Help me. Oh, collector's edition. Of course they announced the collector's edition. Hold on, I'm gonna go check that out real quick. You're about to see some disgusting EB games bloody prices right now. It's the most pre-ordered thing at the moment. Oh my god, it's $140. Why? Oh yeah, yeah. You could call it a childlike XCOM, but you're not supposed to really take it seriously. It's just a fun game overall. I'm gonna enjoy it though. I love that art style. It looks beautiful. Even though this is like a really shitty like video right now. Never mind, there's 1080p. I want to see combat, not them walking around. Oh yeah, this gameplay looks cool. I'm totally digging this. Yeah, sure. I'll do a collaboration. I want to see Yoshi just blow someone to pieces right now. Okay, that's enough. I'll have to check that out later. I don't want to sit here right now watching it. But yeah, I'm actually pretty damn impressed with the Mario and Rabbids thing. Like Ubisoft are actually done a pretty good job with it. They're doing a good partnership with Nintendo. They're not just porting shit. They're actually, making it an exclusive title for the Switch, which I absolutely prefer over just porting or doing a shitty port of other games. Like I don't care if we're not getting Assassin's Creed. I have other consoles to play the other games, so it doesn't bother me. Marvel vs. Capcom. I understand that game is it's very it's very predominant in the esports scene, especially with fighting games. Like it's correct me if I'm wrong, but it's a tag kind of fighting game. It's got a lot of like combos and stuff, so it's really good in that regard. But correct me if I'm wrong, it is like you tag in different players and stuff, so you control two different characters. I'm not too familiar. I've played a little bit of Capcom 3 and I didn't like it very much. Like I don't like many fighting games very much. Um, but I know that then when that game comes to my mind, the new Marvel vs. Capcom, the first thing that comes to my mind is the whole DLC scam. Like they're charging you out the ass for characters. Isn't Wolverine the main character in the whole series? Isn't Wolverine a DLC character now? Correct me if I'm wrong, but why is Wolverine not in the actual main game? Who is your most iconic Marvel vs. Capcom character, pretty much, along with Mega Man and Mega Man Zero and stuff. I don't understand what's going on there. Capcom's pulling the strings somehow. Um, it's just Capcom at the end of the day. Like they're following in their footsteps of Konami and stuff, where Konami is just gone, man. Absolutely, you can wear a lab coat and not a wrap. Yeah, so overall, for the past 2 days, when it comes to announcements, besides the Switch stuff like Skyrim and that, let's ignore Nintendo for now. I was really impressed with Anthem. Monster Hunter got me jumping out of my seat. What else got me excited? There was so much stuff that was shown. There's like my wallet is pretty much crying next year. Notice how a lot of these. No, this is my first time streaming. um, what was I saying? I completely forgot. What game did I mention? Monster Hunter was crazy. I was actually like, I was almost crying when I saw Monster Hunter. That shit looks so beautiful. Again, like they're showing off the creative, like new monsters. Like that new dinosaur guy, he was so creative. Like you saw his nostrils just poke up. VR fishing, yeah, lol. Like again, I almost fell asleep during that shit. I had to skip a lot of that VR stuff because I know all of it's going to be complete trash. VR will never be good unless unless it literally becomes reality where you're playing in a video game. Virtual reality will just be a joke. Being honest, right now, 90% of people who have VR are the ones who are looking up porn as we speak. I'm gonna get out of here soon. I don't even know how long I've been recording for. But this was really fun. So if there's anything else that you'd like me to talk about, just quickly post it. I can totally see a Matrix game coming. That's totally one of those out of field games that'll rock up one time. Oh, yeah, I forgot about the PC conference. I don't know what that brain mapping is. I don't care about PC specs and stuff. That's just a spec show, isn't it? That's disgusting. I couldn't care less about the PC game show. They don't show any games, so why? I don't care. I mean, I've been gaming on consoles my whole life, so I probably will never transfer to PC. I don't need to look at each individual hair on someone's head, or I don't need to see the pores. Let's look at the pores, man. Beyond Good and Evil, I have not played. I got a physical copy of the first one on PC. After seeing that reveal trailer, it looked really cool. It looked really cool, actually. So I'm definitely going to try out the first game because I really want to try out this one. It looked the whole. I love the whole steampunk accent. Like if you remember Midgar from Final Fantasy VII, I love that environment. Like it's just such a cool looking. It's sci-fi and steampunk at the same time, and I absolutely love that setting. What's MMB? But overall, yeah, I'm excited for Mountain Blade. I don't know. I don't care about those war games. Sorry. I love Medi. I love metal. Medi. Sorry. I love metal. I can't talk. I love medieval settings. I absolutely love those old, fantasy type of environments. I definitely love that stuff. But the whole war simulator thing is just not my thing. I can't get into that. So I love medieval stuff, Dark Souls, the crazy stuff. Mountain Blade, not my thing. But I know it's Mountain Blade is a very beloved franchise by some people, so that's exciting for them. Oh hell no, I'm not gonna be able to watch Nintendo. Hell no. I'm probably gonna be like 20 hours late. I'm not kidding. It starts at 2 a.m. So I'll be finished. I finish work at 4 p.m. I managed to finish early today. Just because it was like raining like crazy. If it rains like crazy tomorrow, hell yeah. Battlefield 1. All right, have fun with those extra map packs. Just just saying, have fun with it. Yeah, I'm gonna be very late with the whole Nintendo thing, so it's definitely like I have to catch up and avoid every single spoiler. That's the worst thing about this. I have to I gotta avoid. That's what happened with the Microsoft stuff in that. I had to avoid going on Twitter, going on my YouTube subscriptions and stuff until I got home because I know it's gonna completely spoil me. And I love watching these conferences. The most favorite time of the year for me, coming to watch E3, seeing all the conferences, especially the three big console guys. I love watching them and getting surprised at whatever was shown. If Monster Hunter got spoiled to me, I would have been very disappointed because Monster Hunter is a very beloved franchise to me, and I got out of my seat when I saw that. And that might be, oh my god, I don't want to buy PS Plus at least. I know I'm buying Xbox Live soon because there's so many games like Sea of Thieves and Anthem. They're going to come out next year. So, and I don't want to buy two subscriptions for online. Like, I hope this Monster Hunter game is like mainly focused on single player, which I imagine it is. It's not going to be hard avoiding spoilers. I'm just going to be pretty bored. But, you know, on my lunch break, I got the old Switch, play some Mario Kart. Just got to avoid Twitter pretty much. But yeah, over like outside of me being very late watching the Thieves didn't hit the chord with me. I don't think Sea of Thieves hit the chord with a lot of people just because of the whole focus of it. I think people would enjoy it a lot more if it was a single player pirate game, but that's not the focus at all. And that upsets me because I'm not a fan of co-op only games. I like to play games at my own pace, especially when it comes to these types of games. Adventure type of games. I want to explore at my own pace. That's why I love Breath of the Wild, Zelda Breath of the Wild. Imagine if that was co-op. You'll have to try and um, pay attention to your other player that is playing with. Okay, hold on. Co-op Breath of the Wild would be kind of clean, to be honest. Yeah, I might have to get out of here. I could keep talking for hours about this E3 stuff, all these announcements, all the games that I'm looking forward to. First time I've ever been excited for an Assassin's Creed game that's coming out. Never have I been hyped for Assassin's Creed game, but this is the first time. A lot of new experiences for me that are going to happen next year. And note how everything is like coming out next year, and there's like fuck all coming out this year. Anyway, if you enjoyed this, make sure you subscribe. Follow me on Twitter if you want, you know, channel updates and stuff and my opinions and stuff. It's going to be a hard time of waiting for the Nintendo shit, but it's going to happen. I'm getting out of here. Hope you have a great rest of the E3. And I'll be back later. So I'll catch you. See ya.